It is 3 o'clock in the morning and I cannot sleep. I have been up dusting from ceiling to floor in preparation for the carpet shampooers to get here, right? I feel very comfortable in the place that I am in right now. I am the only person here. I am experiencing peace beyond understanding. Yes, peace. I have not had peace in my life for so many years, and I always dreamed of having it. And it's funny because I was stressing about it for so many years, right? Just stressing about it, stressing and pushing and trying to make a way. And then all of a sudden a door just opened for me. And when that door opened, I walked right through it. And here I am. Here I am after all of those years of just stressing to go from chaos to peace. And so I'm doing this video because I wanted to share something that just kind of popped into my head as I was having a conversation with one of my travel sisters and business partners on my team. She lives in Thailand and she is doing some wonderful things over there in the travel space. Wonderful things. And I'm just so excited for her, and I'm so proud, that she stood her ground and she continued moving forward through all of the ebbs and flows of life and business building. And she's still standing strong and she's making moves and she's making waves. And I was just so elated and so proud of her as she was telling me about all of her plans and everything. And I was just absorbing it and just soaking it in, right? And then I thought about it as she was talking to me. I thought, it is very possible for us to create the kind of life that we want. Even if that life looks totally different from the life that we are experiencing now, we can experience that life in a radical way. But doing it a little at a time, day by day, so that we don't wreck our nervous systems while I don't want to say trying, but while turning ourselves into that person that we see, right? Because there's a saying that goes, you don't attract what you desire and what you want, you attract who you are. And there was once upon a time, I didn't know what that meant. But now I know what that means. It means that you have to place yourself there. If you want to see yourself there, you have to place yourself there. Even if it means doing one little thing every day that's radically different from what you normally do. For instance, going out and buying yourself a rose or picking a rose. If that's something that you've never done, then do that. That's radical, right? That's placing yourself. That's you experiencing life differently from what you've already experienced, right? Or going to a park or a water park and just sitting by the water and meditating. If that's something that you've never done, that's something different, right? That's something radical. You're placing yourself there, right? If you always want to experience living in a mini mansion, right? Why not go to one of those estate sales and where they give the tours, they give the group tours, and you go and you're able to walk through the house, right? You're able to feel the countertops, like you're placing yourself in a place where you've always desired to be, right? Or going to a car show or something like that. If you're someone who always wanted to drive in a certain car, you want to experience that. You want to place yourself there. And the more you do that, and the more you place yourself in the situation where you want to be, then the more life will usher that to you. Let me tell you, it will. I have been experiencing it in my own life where a door will just open, right? I could be stressing about something, saying, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Or how am I going to experience this? And how am I going to experience that? This is how I want my life to be. Well, how am I going to get there? Right? Asking those questions. And those questions are good because they get our minds thinking. They get our minds thinking and coming up with solutions. But guess what? It's also ushering that same life in, and you got to be able to recognize it when it shows up. I was able I was able to move into my own place. I mean, it was like the door was just open. I didn't have to pay anything to move in. I'm hardly paying a lot for to be here. I mean, it's crazy. It's so crazy. It's something that I've always wanted, right? I've always wanted to. Well, I'm going to say always, but I'll say maybe for the past, I don't know, 10 years, I wanted to be in a place by myself, getting to know me, who I am, right? Um, and just loving on myself and healing the trauma that I carry. I've always wanted to do that, and I didn't want to be around anyone while I was healing. I didn't want to be in relationships while I was healing, but I was already in a relationship, and so it was very hard, right? I kept trying to make that thing work, and that thing didn't work, and so now here I am, finally, after all of those years, finally in a place where I can exhale and look in the mirror and say, okay, Crystal girl, it's just you and me. It's just you and me. What are we going to do? How are we going to create the life that we've always wanted? you know, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And so, uh, yeah, just place yourself in those situations, whatever it is. Don't think that anything is too much for you, right? Don't think that it's so far off when you can place yourself there. Don't think that it's so far off because it's not. Because if you can think it, then you can achieve it. If you can think it, then you can experience it. Because if you're thinking it and you're desiring it, then it's your soul's calling. Your soul is telling you, okay, this is what I want to experience. So why not allow your soul to experience that by being open to life and asking yourself, okay, how will I get there? But not making it so hard, for yourself, not stressing yourself out because we have to be very careful when it comes to our nervous system, especially for women that look like myself. We have to be very, very careful, right? Because our nervous systems is what draw the kind of life to us that we are currently experiencing. And if we want to experience something different, then we are going to have to put ourselves in a place where we can experience that different. And we have to do it without fear. And we can do it even with fear. Because facing your fear, that's the biggest triumph. Facing your fear and walking through it until you get to the point to where now it feels natural and it feels normal. When I first moved into my house, the house that I'm in now, where I'm here totally alone, nobody else, just me, it was very scary for me because I've never been alone. I've always been around other people. I've always lived with other people. If I wasn't living with my children, I was living with a husband, right? I was living with somebody, you know. And so for me to take this step, it's a big thing. It's a big thing for me, right? And so my on my very first night, even though I feel very comfortable here, I feel very safe here, it feels right to me. It feels like this is where I belong. I was still very nervous because, just fear of the unknown. My nervous system was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is not what I'm used to, you know. no, we gotta get someone here with you, right? You need another body in this place, right? That's what my mind was saying, you know. But then I had to remember what I truly desired. And what I truly desired is to heal, is to be by myself, with myself, enjoying my own company, and healing without the chaos, but with peace, so that I can create whatever it is that I wanted around me, and create whatever life I want. A few years ago, I would have never thought that I would be traveling halfway around the world. I would have never thought that. But I had such a desire to travel, and I couldn't figure out how I would do it, right? Because I had so much hanging over my head, right? So much debt, so much this, so much that hanging over my head. Something always cropping up. And so I just finally opened myself up to it, and I opened my life up to it, and I said, you know what? You can experience this. This is very possible for you, Crystal. You can experience this. And here I am experiencing it, getting ready to travel halfway around the world, living on my own, healing. My God, my God. That's all I have to say. My God, thank you. Thank you for helping me to figure out how I can create the life that I want to. And I want to be able to show other women how to do the same thing. Just start a little, just start with a little action every day. A little action every day. Do something different. Do one thing different every day. Do one thing that's radically different from what you've always done every day. If getting on the floor and doing floor exercises is something different from you, do it. If it's different for you, do it. Experience it so that you can experience more of it, right? And then if you enjoy it, that's even better, because now that's an incentive for you to do more of it because you enjoy it. And before long, you will experience something different, like being able to fit in better clothes, right? Losing weight, right? You will experience that. So it's not about forcing yourself to do something in order to experience something different. It's about allowing it to enter into your life and accepting it. Yeah. So I didn't want to make this video long. I just wanted to share that because I'm having a hard time going to sleep. But you know what? I'm getting sleepy now, and I am going to go to sleep so that I can be ready in the morning for the carpet shampooers to get here and shampoo this carpet after I did some spring cleaning today. So with that being said, thank you for listening, and until next time.